Hello, and welcome to my physics final project. I chose to do my presentation on topic number 14, wiring a house. So for my project, I designed a 4-room house and a diagram of the circuits inside that power the lights and outlets. My topic is connected to physics concepts such as electricity, conduction, and circuits. I will discuss these concepts on the next slides to help you better understand my diagrams and how they function. Our first concept is electricity. Electricity is the movement of negatively charged electrons within a conductive object or material. We use conductive wires to harness the power of electricity. And with these wires, we can direct the flow of electrons and use it to power appliances and other electronics. This flow of electrons is similar to how water flows in pipes. Both pipes and wires can have resistance and pressure, or in wires' case, voltage. Electricity can be produced in different ways, such as by rubbing different materials together, which is static electricity, or perhaps via an electrochemical reaction in a battery. Today we'll be working with current and using electricity to turn on our lights and power our appliances in my project. Conduction is the measure of how well a material can conduct electrical current. Some materials like plastic and glass are arranged in ways that resist the flow of electrons. Other materials like copper, iron, and metals are much better at conducting electricity because the electrons can move around freely and aren't being pulled into the valence shells of the insulators atoms. Conductivity is important, especially in circuits. For example, we will be using a wire to ground our connections to the light bulb within the light fixture box. And we need conductivity for the ground wire to work properly, and of course, for a circuit to function at all. Circuits. Circuits are collections of wires and devices that give power, or use it. A circuit is usually powered by a battery that pushes these electrons through the circuit. A circuit also needs a resistance, or something to slow down the flow of electrons. This could be a physical resistor, or anything that uses electricity or slows down the flow of the electrons, such as a light. An important note about circuits is that they must form a closed loop, or the electrons won't be able to flow, and the circuit won't work. We'll be using circuits to connect the lights, outlets, and switches to the circuit breaker and power our house design. Alright, so for our wires, we're using the color green for the ground wire, the color red for the hot wire, and gray for the neutral wires. Let's start off with the circuit breaker. So here we have the circuit breaker, and we have the neutral bar and the ground bar. We also have the switches for the individual rooms. And from each of these switches, we have the hot wire that travels to the lines that go to each room. We also have the neutral and the ground, as well as the hot wire in each line. And each of these lines travels to a different room and connects to the raceway in each room. From the raceway, it goes to the switch, which is grounded, and then that connects to the light and the outlet in the room. And these lines are ran through the raceways to the lights. Each room has a light, an outlet, and a switch. And the hallway has a switch connected to the raceway, which is in the ceiling. And then that connects to the light fixture box, which is being powered from the circuit breaker. And so in this case, we needed to use the caps to connect the wires and the two different raceways inside of the light fixture box. I wanted to also talk about the ground wires. And these ground wires are important because they allow an extra path for electricity to flow in the case that there's a buildup or like a discharge of a large amount of electricity that could be very harmful or dangerous. And that's why that we should all be using grounding wires when wiring houses. And thank you. Here are my citations.